first try. Hey. Well, that was quick. Oh, literally just turned it on. Alright, so anyway, I'm going to try to get today done a lot quicker than yesterday. Yesterday was ridiculous. I talked way too much. I have no problem doing a little spiel in the beginning, a little spiel at the end, but I just talked. Notification. Anyway, today is the last workout day for the first segment, the one of 30 segments, so the super lightweight cardio endurance one. And then we do a recovery week next week, and then we go into, well, obviously we do a stretch day tomorrow. And then we do a recovery week, and then we go into the 2 of 15 segment for the next 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 6 weeks plus a recovery week. And I'll take care of that. Same workouts, everything's the same. Thank you. Everything will always be the same. All the workouts will be the same. The warm-ups I'm going to change up. I'm going to switch them up. I know I'm doing goofy warm-ups. I could just run in place. I could do, just do a whole bunch of stupid, easy stuff just to get my heart rate up. But I want to incorporate a little bit of cardio into the warm-ups. So I do a little bit longer. I do shorter, lighter type exercise videos to follow along to do for my warm-up. So it gives you cardio / warm-up, gets you going. As long as I don't stop afterwards and start talking again, I'll stay warmed up. And that's the plan. So that's always been the plan, but I just keep talking. So yeah, so obviously if you've been following me along, currently I'm doing the 20-minute workout, the ab jam, and the learn and burn portion of that video of the turbo jams for my warm-ups, repeating those twice a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in that order, just as I read them. For the next 6 weeks, I made the decision that I want to switch that up a little bit, because that routines get kind of boring. That's, the nice thing about the actual exercise routine is that we're switching set to rep ratios and increasing weight, so it's not going to be exactly the same routine. Things are going to change up. However, doing the same workouts, like the exercise video, is exactly the same every time. It gets kind of boring after a while and gets kind of monotonous, and eventually you can start zoning out and just doing them, and then you're not really warming up. So we're going to switch those up and make it a little more funky. I'm such a dork. And we'll do 3 of the hip-hop abs. We're going a little older with that one. We'll do 3 of the hip-hop ab videos for the warm-ups. They're fat-burning cardio, they're ab sculpt, which will be right before my 3 ab workouts, exercises individually, and then we will do the hips, buns, and thighs on leg day. So we're going to get those legs nice and warm before we start doing the squats, which is not a good idea. It's not a good idea, especially if you don't like doing leg day. But we're going to suck it up, and we're going to do it, and then I'll take care of the next 6 weeks, and our recovery week for that week, since they don't actually have a weight training video or a body sculpting video, I don't believe. I have the whole series in here. And I got they're bootlegs. I did pay for P90X, but my ex-wife has it, so I just downloaded it. Anyway, so I got P90X, P90X Plus, Insanity, 10-minute trainer, hip-hop abs. So they got the fat-burning cardio, they got the ab sculpt, total body burn, which is going to be a longer just cardio video. Hips, bun, and thighs, and last-minute abs, which is a probably like a 10-minute ab training video. And every video, These are all like the direct DVD rips. Every video has a learn to dance. And it's taking some of the dance moves that Sean T did in the videos and making it into like a dance routine. It's stupid, but it's kind of cool at the same time. Then they got these Turbo Jams, Turbo Jam 3T, Turbo Jam Get on the Ball, Insanity Asylum, Gold's Gym workout that came with something that I purchased, light resistance, some tube thing that I bought, which I really didn't like. It was probably the only thing I bought that was Gold's Gym that I didn't like. It was it's like a Velcro thing that wraps around. I'm gonna cut these sleeves off. I wore this shirt on Tuesday, but I did laundry. Don't worry, I did laundry. Start cutting these sleeves off, these old ones, and walk around with my muscle shirts on like I'm a redneck. It's like Velcro thing. It straps around. It's got these things. It's supposed to be like some, but they don't work. Like if you're like 7-8 feet tall, and you got like the wingspan of like Shaq. Maybe these resistance bands will actually stretch out enough to do something that they have. I probably have it back in here somewhere. I don't know exactly where it is, but it looked like a cool idea since I was actually really getting back into martial arts, like hardcore again when I bought it. I'm like, oh yeah, that'll strengthen up my punches. My kicks are good. My kicks were always good. Yeah, I remember one time the teacher, sensei, we were practicing skip kicks, so it was, you had to kind of skip into it, that extra little push. I don't think you guys saw that, YouTube might have, but a little extra, you come up here, and then you skip. I kind of do it too slow, but you just kind of skip into it with a kick. It's hard to do on carpet and tennis shoes. And I got partnered with one of the black belts. And I wasn't a black belt, but I was a black belt. Never got the black belt, but basically my sensei was like, I can give you the black belt right now. No questions asked. Nobody would question me at all. Because I had the training from previous martial arts, and I knew what I was doing, and I was basically helping teach everything. I just didn't know the katas. Had to take the tests. I could have just trained for the kata, but he wanted me just to keep going and just take it at a natural pace. But anyway, so he pairs me with the black belts always, and lets the other adults work with the teenage kids that are still younger or still lower ranked. Yeah, lower ranked. So, they got the whole big old kick pad, and this lady's holding it. She's a black belt. She's like, so she's used to. She's like, go ahead, and he's like, you need to. He wanted everybody to go, hit it as hard as you can, hit it as hard as you can. I'm sitting there, I'm like, this is a girl, but she's been a black belt for a while, and she's in really good shape. But it's a girl. I'm like, and she goes, she goes, do it. I'm like. And I would come in, and I'm like, and she's like, would you hit the damn thing? I'm like, okay, but I mean, it's like a 10-inch pad, it's soft cushion, it's got a back on it, so it's not going to go through her. So I go in, I kick it, and I knock her back like 3 feet, and she's like, and then she gave me a dirty look. I'm like, you told me to kick it as hard as I can. I lost all my followers. All my viewers. Lost all my viewers. No one was going to stay anyway. That's how it happens. So, and I'm talking to myself. Unless I'm talking to the one viewer on... Somebody on Instagram? Hi. Somebody on Twitch? Hi. Anybody watching on YouTube? I know it's not live, but... I know nobody's on TikTok. They all left. They had like 15 people, and they all left. Nobody even said hi. Some people did. Somebody gave a bunch of hearts and then left. Yeah, and then she refused to work with me. I'm like, you told me to kick it. He said to kick it as hard as you can. You told me to do that. I'm like, and it, like she wasn't pulling back either. You know, she had like muscular legs, and she was like this tall, 10 times better shape than I was, and I was skinny at the time. And she was hitting as hard as she can, and she's like, I'm like, I'm getting the move, but she wasn't moving me. I thought that was funny, a funny thing to tell. So yeah, I bought that thing, thinking I could like strengthen up my punches some, but I stretched my arm out, and the band wasn't even as. It was basically where it was unstretched. So that was a bust. Yeah. So anyway, what did I say? Today is leg day. Leg day part 2. Last day for workouts. Recovery week next week. Stretch tomorrow. 2 of 15 after that. I think I covered everything. Yeah. Okay. So just one quick reminder here. It is again a last day. Write everything down. If you are following me, write everything down exactly the same way as you would have last week. All right, and there is a reason for that. Okay, it's mainly in case you have to go back. All right, and it's mainly to make sure that your next set is going up exactly how it is. You could just write down, like let's just say for example on the front squats and do the empty 10-pound bar, and just like last week, I'm like that's fine. You know, I'm like, I'll go up to 15 next time, but then you come back to it 3 months, 6 months, a year later, you know, you're like, well, let's start with that 15. You're like, because I want to do this 1 to 30 again. You're like, yeah, that didn't work. Most likely you're not going to start with the 1 to 30 again. You're going to start somewhere in the middle, maybe the 2 of 15, 3 of 10, whatever you're going to do. But you want to make sure the last one is marked appropriately for the set that you're working on, for the segment that you're working on, for the series that you're working on, whatever you want to call it, the set to rep ratio that you're working on. You want to make sure it's marked exactly the way it needs to be. It's a good reference point to go off of, and then when you go to your next segment's workout chart, which again is the exact same thing, just with extra block there for each one, so there'll be 2 sets. You can put over here in your notes what you decided, what you did last, what you made your decision on, and you can put your starting weight there so you know where you're at. Because again, what you're doing for these certain segments, if you're doing lower weight and higher reps, that weight versus those reps are not going to work for a higher weight, lower rep set. Especially if you're jumping from 30 reps down to 15, because a 30 rep set, you're not going to start feeling until after you hit about 22, 23, at least you shouldn't. All right, that's when you should start feeling it, and you should start getting a little more burning feeling near the end. It shouldn't be hard. You know, you shouldn't be going to fail with 30 reps. You could if you wanted to. Depends on how you take it. Mine's more of a endurance, fat burning, versus building. You can go to failure on 30 reps if you really wanted to, but it's just that it's such a high rep count. It's kind of hard to get that number right without failing too early. So yeah. So since you don't really feel it until about 22 to 23 reps, that's when you start. I mean, literally, it's like a switch. You're like, yep, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. 20, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, there it is. And it kind of comes on a switch. It doesn't hurt, but he's like, oh, now you feel it. And then you get down to like 27, 28. It's like, cool, okay, done. And you're like, ah. All right, since you don't feel that there, then you try to use that exact same weight, or even if you're like, yeah, I can do more, you know, for the next week, if I'm doing 1 to 30 again, and then you decide to switch it to a 15, you're like, well, I said I'm going to add weight next week, so, and then I can do 30 at 5 more pounds. You know, if you can do 30 at 5 more pounds, it's not going to affect you at 15, because you need to start feeling that around 10 to 12. You know, popping that out, you're like 8, 9, 10, 11, oh, there it is, you know. The weight that you think you're comfortable with for 30 is not going to work for you at 15. The weight you're comfortable with at 15 is not going to work for you at 10, and so on. So, always write the last week of the segment of whatever you're doing the exact same way you write it down the first week. So all your notes about increasing, decreasing, or staying the same, weight-wise, do it exactly the same way. Okay, especially with our recovery week. The Turbo Sculpt video does have dumbbells. They use dumbbells for a recovery week. We are going to use the lightest dumbbell we used, or we're deciding to use, you know, like for that last little bit. So if that's the 3 pound, which is not the 5 pound, the 8 pound, the 10 pound, the 12 pound, the 15 pound, whatever it is, you probably don't want to do these videos with 15 pound weights. I mean, you could if you're big. I'm not big. She even says in the beginning, she goes, girls, you might want to start with 3 to 5 pounds. Guys, you might want to do 10 to 12. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever it is. Or 8 to 10, whatever she said. I don't remember. I've watched it enough. I should know those things word for word. But I don't. I know the few things that she says and doesn't. A lot of the mistakes she makes, but we all make mistakes. Just hers are recorded and released on video. They charge people. But anyway, so yeah, for your recovery week, whatever that last little bit, you know, if your lightest weight, which is, I'm going to tell you right now, is probably for me, is going to be on Mondays, which will be my shoulder exercises, these side lateral raises and these straight arm rear lateral raise, and probably the kickbacks, the tricep kickbacks as well, will be the lightest dumbbells that I used. So, so like the side lateral raises, I did 5 pounds, and I decided to keep it at 5 pounds if we were going to do one of 30 again. However, the bent over straight arm lateral raises, I did 5 pounds, but I'm like, I can go up to 8 on those ones. And then same thing with the tricep kickbacks. I'm like, I did 5 pounds. I'm like, I'm going to keep that at 5 pounds if I was going to do one of 30 again. So when we do the Turbo Sculpt for the recovery week next week, we're going to grab the 5 pound weights for the Turbo Sculpt. And if that's not good enough, when we do it the second day, because we'll do it again on Thursday, Monday and Thursday, most likely I'm probably going to do it on, I'll probably do it Tuesday and Friday, just because today is leg day. And then we have Sunday, rest day / stretch day, which has a little bit of yoga stuff in it, so you're going to use your legs there. But and then Monday, I don't want to go right back into doing a bunch of lunges and shit, because those lunges get you on that video. I'm telling you right now, that Turbo Sculpt video will kill your fucking legs. Not as much as doing a bunch of squats in a row, but you know, you're constantly doing, you know, lunges and squats like this. You're just with weights in your hand. It's hard to do that twice a week, especially if you're just starting out. So, but yeah, if those 5 pounds don't feel enough, we'll bump up to the 8. Not a big deal, but that's what we're going to start with. So, and then we'll do the exact same thing, because that's the only aerobic light toning and sculpting video I have to follow. So the recovery weeks will always include that video, regardless of if we're going to do the continuation with Turbo Jam or hip hop abs, because we're just going to rotate back and forth for our warm-ups with that. So turbo jam for the first 6 weeks, hip hop abs the second 6 weeks, turbo jam, hip hop abs, turbo jam, and then the recovery weeks will follow suit. They will always have the turbo sculpt, but the turbo jam segment will have the turbo jam cardio videos as well, and then the hip hop abs will have the turbo sculpt and the hip hop ab cardio video as well. So that's that. I'll explain that again after the recovery week's over, like I always do. I have to say things 1,000 times, but nobody watches me consistently, so if anybody's in there, hi. I'm just talking. So, yeah, but since it's the last day of the, technically the last day of writing shit down for this series, make it clear. So yeah, all that basically just tell you, write things down just like you did last week and just like you did the week before. Make all your notes exactly the same. You know, just basically like I'm going to tell you today when I do my front squats, I'm going to say we did this amount of weight. If we were doing 1 of 30 again, I would do this amount of weight again, or I would say I would take that up next time, which means we went from 10 to 15, and then 10 to 20, go to 20 next. We would go to 20 next time, which means we're actually going to 30, or whatever the case may be on that particular exercise. So that's that. Now you can watch me be goofy. Alright, so warm-up today is the burn section of the learn and burn of Turbo Jam. So again, basically that's a half-hour video where the first half she goes, okay, so everything's based on the tuck, so this is how you do the tuck, you know, and this is our shake and shed thing, and this is our turbo twist, you know, and then they do 15-minute makeshift workout, which it works for. It's a good warm up. It's a nice warm up, and you can make it a little more intense. You can make all these a little more intense, but you can only go so far with how intense you can make some of these things, like this one. So it makes a decent warm up. Get your heart rate up. Again, I could probably do the exact same, get the exact same type of warm up in about 5 minutes, just kind of jumping around, running in place, but I like doing these. I like following along, but they're fun. And as long as YouTube doesn't block the sound, it's fine. But even if they do, I can just repost it with music over it. So far, these videos haven't been an issue on YouTube.
Hi guys, I'm Shelly Johnson. Welcome to the Turbo Jam Learn and Burn. Now you've already learned the Elite 11. Now we're going to put together and burn some big time calories. But before we do, I get to introduce you to my crew. This is the Turbo team. Say hi. Those are your new friends. And our girl from the south, Mindy, is going to show you how to keep everything low in packs. So keep your eye on her for modifications. And so will my friend for a very long time, Miss Anarita. You guys ready? Start with your tuck. So tailbone under and release. Just as a reminder, your shoulder blades are back against the wall, and the tuck happens from the belly button down and release. You do that again. Tuck. Now we're going to maintain it and move. Double bob and tap. We call this a double bob and weave. In other programs, sometimes you'll hear it called a step touch. We're going to call it a double bob and weave and stay nice and low in that tucked position. Let's add the guard up. So hands are here. And we're still maintaining the tuck as we move side to side in our bob and weave. Good job, guys.
Yeah, I've watched these videos. I look really goofy doing this on the side.
Incoming jab or an incoming cross. Let's add a jab. So you come to me with a punch. Boom. Right out front. Good. I'd say maybe just about your chin height or just above your chest to learn that. Have good control of the elbow, not locking out. Single jabs. Now down up, start to use the legs. This is where we burn the calories. And this is where you can really see it's a bob and weave, just like you do in boxing. We've got good control of those elbows though. You've got your thumb wrapped around the outside of your fist. Let's do a cross punch. Across the body.
Did you say cross?
Now because
I do this enough, I should know that.
You're rotating your hips to the opposite wall. And that's why this can be such a powerful punch. Single crosses, down and up. Keep your shoulders low, away from your ears. Stay relaxed and enjoy yourself. You guys have fun? Good. We're gonna have a great time today. I'm glad you've joined us. Let's do the same thing, double bump, this time with a hook punch. Hook. Now my elbow's at 90 degrees, if you can see that. And with Turbo Jam, we keep the knuckles down. There's lots of different ways to do a hook. This is how we do it. You guys ready? Single hooks, down and up. Imagine you're sliding your arm across the top of a table. That's perfect. You can see those papers flying everywhere. If it's my desk, it's always cluttered. But it's organized disorganization. You guys ready? Double bob, now uppercut. Up, out, and away from your own face. Like there's someone standing maybe 2 feet away from you. So it's a 45-degree angle. Not too close to your own face. We gotta be careful. Single uppercut. Up, out, and away. Repeat those words. Up, out, and away. Good job. That burns more calories. It's a little safer on the joints. Much safer for your face. All right, take it back to attack, guys. Very nice job. The next move is called the wheel. Essential that you're in the tuck position. Remember, I need you standing up tall, your tailbone underneath. Keep your eye out on Mindy or on Rita if you want to see.
If I wanted, I'd probably just do this.
Hands up.
Get a little more
Good.
into it as opposed to just kind of standing back and forth as they are.
The wider you take
They're just
your
kind of
arms,
doing
the
this.
tougher this is. Wide is top, narrow is a little easier. Perfect, guys. Now let's shake it. This is called the shake and shed with a jab. And I don't want you to think about it too much. Just groove to that music and it'll happen. Keep your tuck going and you'll serve the purpose that we're looking for, which is tight abs with the shake and shed. Let's go back to the wheel. Put these two pieces together. Shake and shed, tuck, jab. Wheel again. Get the tailbone underneath, shoulders back. Shake it, baby. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Good, let's do it again. Wheel. Nice. Shake and shed. This time give you a hook. Oh yeah, baby. Wheel. Arms wide. Shake it, shake it. Nice job. Now let's pump it. You ready? Pump. Now the after you know, the pump is really like the tuck release, tuck release. You gotta feel that beat. Pump, 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 pump. Come on, guys, let's go. Hey. Can we put it together? Try. Here we go. Wheel. Start small. Shake and shed. Cool. Wheel again. You know what's coming next, don't you? Okay, now pump it. Make it small to start. Good. Do it again. Wheel. Shake and shed. Ooh, we're gonna shed those pounds, baby. Wheel, this stuff works. It really does. Now pump it. Mindy, you lost 45 pounds, right, girl? Now clap it out. Hey, I think that's cause for celebration. On Rita, she's keeping everything low. She's lost over 70 pounds. You're gonna have some fun. All right, guys, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna put together some of the knees with the Elite 11 moves that we've already learned and burn some more calories. Because I'm in the mood to sweat. Are you? Okay, guys, let's march, cleat, and knee strike. Now in the strike, your arms are up overhead. And you're pulling your arms past your knee. Very nice. Be very careful you don't lean back. Just squeeze the glutes of the supporting leg. Do it again. Now notice, as we're marching, the belly button turns the opposite direction. So when you turn, the knee is still straight ahead. Perfect. One more time. Let's go into the row. You guys ready? Row. And now the march. 1, 2, 3, knee. Roll with it. Let's go. Big arms. And march. 1, 2, 3, knee. Okay, do it again for me. Step, row. Now march. Last time, row. Big arms. There you go. Full arms and march. Okay, guys, now the twist, but without the knee. It's jab, cross, jab, tap. And this is a good way to learn it to begin with. When you feel comfortable, you can add that knee. If you want to modify things, this is a great way to keep it lower impact too. Here we go, let's add that knee. 1, 2, 3, knee. Up, lift that knee up, guys. Come on, fellas. Pull. There it is, come on. I think we should add this with the row. You guys ready?
video, she starts with this arm doing the crosses. It completely throws me off.
Are you standing tall? Shoulder blades back, abs in. Tuck in place. Hup, hup. Good. Then let's add the knee. Come on, baby doll. 1, 2, 3, 4. Zigzag knee. Hup. Yeah, you can keep it low if you want. This is the learn and burn. You can do it as many times or move on. Jab, cross, tap. Good. Just tap that toe. Do the same thing, other side of your body. Everything's always even. Everything works out equal. You guys ready? Okay. So now we have the knee. Lift it up. So ladies, how you doing? Nice. Hey, did I tell you that's my sister? That's my baby sister. Say hi, Janelle. Nice job, guys. We're gonna row next time. Twist, now row. Hey, oh, twist. Are you getting this? You will. We use a lot of the same moves, so it's become second nature to you. You'll just enjoy the music, enjoy the workout. Do it again. Row. Beautiful. And again. Row it. Perfect. Can you feel that in your abs? Squeeze the glutes. The core is always engaged. Let's march it left. 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 Go lower than you normally would march. Feet wider. Low center of gravity. Tailbone under. Shoulder blades back. You start to step back with your left foot. Back. Back. Good. Now add the arms. Nice. Small to begin with. Wait till you're ready to really throw somebody. Ah. Good. Ah. Give me 4 more. We'll make it there. 4. We're doing it together. 3. 2. Now let's cross. Let's cross. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crunch. Crunch. Feel that in your obliques. Side of the abs. Come on, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crunch. Crunch. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hear you, girl. Ladies. Do it again. Up, 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 up. We're going to do the zigzag now. 4 punches. Zigzag. Make it small to begin with. Okay? The movement gets bigger as you get more comfortable. Not the first time out of the gates. Again. We're going to add the knee. Last time, guys. Zigzag knee. Lift it up. Up. 2 more. And then we'll jump rope. Now, if you're going to jump rope, watch Mindy and Anarita for how to modify this and keep the whole thing low impact. Because we do jump rope throughout the workout, and I want you to be able to keep up with us, but not impact those knees. All right, we're going to move on right away. And in this section, you're going to see some kicks. And that's why it's very important we practice the W. Remember the W? All right, step touch, guys. Add the clap. Now bring your hands up in your guard position. And remember that your W is always between you and your imaginary opponent. So when we move to the right, let's go. Hands are up. Clap in between and go the other way. Stay nice and low for me. Okay, let's do that again. W is up. Work on getting those fists nice and strong. Elbow back behind the rib cage. Good. Do it again. And we're going to start off right away with a side push kick. So keep your hands over here on the left and march right. 1, 2, 3, side push. Good. Begin low. So it's as if you're aiming for someone's knee or their ankle. It's a crushing side push kick. And the knee actually comes in toward your chest and pushes away. Let's try it again. Now height is not important. I repeat, it is not important. What is important is that your technique is sound. So work on that before you add those high kicks. You guys ready? I think we'll slow it down so you can see what I'm talking about. In, push. In, push. In, push. And that kick actually pushes. It's the type of kick you would use to push someone away from you. Think of pushing away. Now march and let's practice it. Side push kick. Good. These are things you're going to work on. The more you do the routine, it'll just come second nature to you. Belly button aims toward the floor slightly. Buns are up in the air a little bit. Let's do this kick now to the back of the room. You're aiming at the back corners. Nice. Do it again now. Our back push kick is really a modification on what those of you who have done Taekwondo do. But you probably picked up already that it's the same kick as the side push kick. We're just aiming it at a different target toward the back of the room. This is safer because you're going to do a lot of kicks, and it also really works the glutes. Are you guys ready? Let's do march 3 knee, hands in front, knee. Good. Knee. See how my hands change position? Yeah, baby. So when my left knee lifts, my left fist is in front. Perfect. We're setting up for that front push kick. Push like you're pushing through a door. Good. So it's not a snap kick. Imagine you've got a bag full of groceries in your arms, and you need to push the door open. You've done that before. Same type of kick. You kick with the ball of your foot. Let's slow it down. Push. Push like you're stepping on a brake pedal. Push. Push. Good. Push. Never snap the knee. Have good control through the quadriceps. You guys, let's practice. Front push kick. Nice job. That's all it is practice. And you can do this as often as you like. Rewind it. Start it over if you didn't get the kick. Watch it until you feel very comfortable with your technique. All right, guys. Clap it out. Beautiful. All right. That was the serious stuff. Now let's do some fun stuff. Remember that 7th step? Just like you see the bands in the South do at the football games, halftime shows, we do a little 7 step. All right, now keep it in place small. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hands are just kind of pumping. Just learn the footwork first. Hands will come later. Now we're going to travel with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On that 7, I'm lifting up my W. You can keep your hands on your hips if you want. Lift up your hip bone. Go! Let's march into a roundhouse. Roundhouse nice and low. So, if you're learning this for the first time, I want you to aim as though you're trying to hit someone in the calf muscle. Low. And with the top of your shoelaces, I'm going to slow it down for you. In, slap. Lift, slap. Notice that my knee is back behind my hip. This kick doesn't push. It slaps. Slap. Slap. March. Roundhouse. Stay low. Yeah, where's your W? It's over here, right? Now it's over here. Hup. Good. Nice. Nice and controlled. Good job, you guys. Clap it out. Hey! Don't worry about being perfect. All this stuff's going to come to you. The more you do it, the easier it gets. It'll become...
Last minute, it's just a cool down. We don't need no stinking cool down. Me standing here talking is enough to cool down. Not gonna do it this time. Not gonna do it. Take a little breather. Anybody in there? Nobody. A couple people. No? Nobody's in there. What does that say? Size doesn't matter. You're not there anymore, but size doesn't mean anything. True. Cats are making noise upstairs. Baggy's looking for me. I have 2 cats. They're identical. They're both great tabbies, but their names Shere Khan and Bagheera. I know, both great tabbies. It'd be better if they were one was orange and black like a tiger and one was more black like a panther. But when we got our dog back in 2004, as a puppy, my daughter wasn't even 6 yet. My son wasn't quite 4 yet. So, and we were trying to name him. Got it for my sister. She named him Midnight. He was golden. He wasn't a golden retriever. He wasn't a yellow lab, but he was mixed with the yellow lab. Like the mom was a shepherd beagle mix, supposedly, and the dad was a yellow lab. That's what I think it was. So he was yellow with the body and the shedding of a shepherd and the snout of a beagle. Snout and ears of a beagle. About the size of a medium dog. He's probably about the size of a yellow lab, just without the stockiness. Great dog. Best dog ever. But we were struggling. Struggling to pick out a name for him. So we opened up the cabinet and pulled out all the Disney videos, VHS tapes, mostly. And we started going through them. And I'm like, ooh, how about Baloo? You know, pulled out the Jungle Book. You know, it's a dog, bear. You know, and they're close enough. I'm like, what's the wolf's name? I'm like, and I looked it up. It was Aquila, and I'm like, I don't like Aquila for a boy's name. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. And my daughter looks at the picture on the cover. She goes, Mowgli. And I'm like, my son's like, yeah, Mowgli. So we named him Mowgli. So we had to put him down at the end of March in 2018. We found these kittens that are a week old in a motorhome engine compartment on the lot that I worked at the time. So the technician brought him in, and everybody's like, oh, I can call somebody, I can call somebody, I can call somebody. And like, I knew how depressed my son was because he had that dog his whole life. 14 years at that point. So he was nearly 17. So I'm like, I'll take him home, at least for now. And then I'm like, what do? I don't know what to do with these things. They're only like a week old. So we fed them. We figured out how to feed them and poop them, and you have to poop them. Mothers do that until they're able to. So it was a task. My daughter luckily just got out of her first year of college, and her friend and her friend's mom do this. You know, they do rescues and foster care for infant, like that, babies, cats and stuff. So they came over every day to take care of them while I was at work, and so we got them. So I decided to name them Bagheera and Shere Khan in memory of Mowgli. Now the nice thing, the bigger one has an orangish belly. It's very, very fluffy. He's a very orangish belly, and his brother is a little smaller, skinnier, more streamlined, and does not have any orange on him. So it kind of worked. It kind of justified the Shere Khan and Bagheera. So yeah, and the third one is Gizmo. He showed up on my porch like a year and a half later. Older cat, declawed, just meowing. So we took him in, and he looks like Gizmo from the Gremlins, like almost exactly the same patterns on his body. You know, white belly. He's got the brownish. He's got kind of a gray tabby-ish, but more of a brownish color to him. Got the white fur paws, black tabby part going all around him, and his tail. I don't know, Gizmo doesn't have a tail. But yeah, only real difference is that the pattern on the face is just the opposite, which is kind of cool, but whatever. So, but Baggy, constantly meow at the door. I don't know why. Like, he doesn't know where I'm at for some reason. He'll meow at this side door, maybe think I'm down here, and I'll be sitting in the kitchen, and be like, meow, and he'll go, meow, and come trotting over to me. It's the funniest thing. And then 5 minutes later, he's back over the door meowing. So, I don't know. But anyway, that's enough of that. All right, one more reminder. Write everything down the way you did last week. Just all your notes. You know, if you were going to do another week of 1 of 30, write down your notes exactly the same way. You know, that's a good enough weight. The weight I just did is good enough for 1 more week. Or that's not enough weight for 1 more week. And then we will make the adjustments needed when we start the 2 of 15. Write it down exactly the same. That's enough talking. That is enough talking for today. Who came in and visited me on Instagram? Wandering Gordo. Ed. I don't know. I can't tell from the picture. Picture's too small. Alright, let's turn on some music here. Alright. Last workout day. It's leg day, part deuce. Alright, we're starting with front squats today, as we do every Saturday. Front squats. We did 10-pound, empty 10-pound barbell last week. We're doing an empty 10-pound barbell this week. Things I'm jealous of Americans with big room for gym. This is not a big room. This is really not a big room. It looks big in the picture. This is most definitely not a big room. I mean, this is a 7 foot. This is just the basement. This is considered a small house. It's like 900 square feet or something like that. I would like to spread this out. It looks a lot bigger in the picture. It looks a hell of a lot bigger in the picture. I'm telling you. But anyway. I didn't put the bar back where it was supposed to go. Okay, so yeah. All right, so again, regular squats are behind the neck like this. You know that. That's basic. Everybody should know that. Front squats. You're reversing your grip here, holding it here against your chest. Preferably, if you can, balance on your shoulders there. It just changes the movements, your balance ever so slightly, that it works the muscles a little bit differently. So it's good to incorporate both of these, or all three of the ones that I actually do. So I also do the wide plie squats this way, which you don't have good balance, I don't really recommend it. But if you can do it, I definitely recommend it. It's good to get those inner thighs as well. Strengthen those up, because that will help you avoid pulling your groin as well. Because if you have stronger inner thigh muscles, so when you slip on ice or whatever else, we've all done it, and we try to catch ourselves. What muscles do you use to pull your legs back together? Your inner thighs. So if you're not strong enough to do that, you're going to pull the muscle, and then you're going to pull your groin, and you're like, oh my God, this hurts! Even though that's not really what hurts. It's just the pain shoots up that way. Anyway, so front squats, just like this, 10 pounds, 30 reps, shoulder width apart to your feet, and just balance yourself so you don't fall forward. Just like the opposite one, you don't want to fall backwards. So it's Home Depot. All right. Anyway, and also don't let your knees go over your toes. Did I mention I don't like squats? I don't like squats. Again. Alright. 10 pounds, 30 reps. If we were doing 1 of 30 next week, I would keep that the same, which means it's going up to 20 when we switch to the 2 of 15. Again, see, squats will get you. That's why you do a lighter cardio on leg day. Whew. Front squats, back squats, and seated calf raises increase in 5 pound per side increments because they can handle it. Squats, because it's using like everything from your lower back down. So you're using your lower back, your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, your abductors, your adductors, both or all 3 calf muscles. I think there's at least 2 calf muscles, whatever. The radius and the whatever, dorsal, I don't know, something like that. Something like that. But anyway, you're using everything, so you can afford to take it up an extra increment, as opposed to every other single muscle exercise, like your biceps, your triceps, whatever, go up to 2.5 pounds per side. Roughly, 2 to 3 pounds. Could be 2, could be 3, could be 2.5, depending on what the exercise is. So, they go up. They go up in 5 pound per side increments, at least for me. And then the seated calf raise is because they just handle it. Standing calf raises are different because they have your whole body to push as well. Anyway, we're going to move on to the cable machine over here, the resistance machine over here for the next 3 exercises. And we are going to work our glutes, abductors, and adductors with cable kicks. Spiritual. So the cable kickbacks for the glutes. We have the abductors for the adductors, your hips, and the adductors for the adductors, they're called, your inner thigh muscles. Okay. Again, all 3 of these exercises you can do with ankle weights. Right? Either standing or sitting. I would recommend standing. You do it here, put your ankle weight on. And all you gotta do is that, and that. Alright? I would stand as back far as you can, put your leg out here if you can, so you get a better swing on it, as opposed to standing straight up, where you're not really getting anything. So I would take a wide stance and lean over it. Okay. You even lean like this. Alright. You're not going to get the full swing that you will with the cable machine, but then again, if I was using this one, because the way it's set up, there's no way I'm getting a full swing out of this, because if I come out here, maybe if I hold on to the vent here, that's just convenient for me, I could probably get it, you know. But I don't think I can get a good enough grip on it, like I can here, and start out there. I don't know. But I eventually want to get them on here, but I think I got to get the weight up a little bit. I need to have enough weight here to avoid these being loose and coming off track. That was the issue the first week when I only had like 5 pounds on there, or 10 pounds on whatever I had. wasn't enough weight, and they kept coming loose on my cable kickbacks. Here, because that's fine, you see? Cable kickbacks. I can stand there, stand here, and I got it right there. The adductors are also fine. I can stand right here and get them. But again, I have to have enough weight on there. And this is a very lighter weight exercise. However, with this one, I don't really have anything to hold on to get my full swing. So, again, I could just do it here and just get the half swing, which is not a problem either. But because I want to get back into doing my Van Damme splits on the chairs and stuff, I kind of want that extra swing, that extra strength of shooting down, you know. Just saying. So I think the only way I'm going to do that is I find a way to brace myself over here. Yeah. The only way I'm going to get that full swing out. Okay, you don't need the full swing. It's just, I like to have it. If you have the option, it's a good extra little bit to do. Why can't you just do that with the ankle weight? You can't do it with the ankle weights. Because from here to here, gravity's just going to pull it down. Yeah, so let me put my little ankle straps on. These are not weights, these are just straps that hook onto the hooks. To hook on to the hooks. Unfortunately, I mean, I could put it on that side of the room, on the other side of the fence. This is open ceiling again over there, on that side, just like it is over here. Then I can hold on to the poles. You really can't see the poles there. Before I can move this up. I don't know. Alright, anyway, I need to know weights. I need to know weights. Alright, cable kickback. We have 20 pounds of resistance. Again, don't let anybody knock resistance machines. They work, they do great. Okay? Instagram's about to turn off. They do a phenomenal job for what they do. Okay? You're probably not going to become a bodybuilder by using them, but they will get you in shape, they will build strength, and they will help you. Okay? The problem is that you have to make sure you do the full bend. You get that bar to bend completely. Let me turn on Instagram again. Okay, so yeah, you got to get the bar to bend as far every time. Okay, it doesn't have to bend exactly all the way to the end every time, but whatever your full range of motion is, you have to make sure that the bar bends to the same point every time. But you get nothing as the bar bends here. It's just like a loose rubber band. Okay. This is nothing. probably see it better from over here. This does nothing for you here. When the bend right about there is where I start to feel this thing actually start to give some resistance. It's right about here. About halfway down. But of course, it gets harder and harder and harder. I can't even get it all the way down. And that's only 25 pounds on that, 25 pounds of resistance. So they do work, okay? Don't let anybody knock them and tell you, oh, you're not really working out, you're using a bowflex. Tell them to go fuck themselves. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. But, you know, there's sometimes a point where you want to make sure you're doing the same thing. But unfortunately, I have to use this machine for these exercises at this point, and there's nothing wrong with it. Okay? Again, I could use ankle weights as well. Okay? There's options. I have this option. I'm going to utilize it until I don't have to anymore. Just me personally, I want at this point in my workout routine, my fitness journey, I would prefer to use only weighted exercises as opposed to resistance exercises. But again, you use what you can use, you do what you can to get it done. And me talking to you is not getting it done. So cable kickbacks, we did 20 pounds last week. I got a plus symbol next to it, means we're going to 25 this week. Again, 25 pounds of resistance, not actual weight. This would be actual weight. And I have these set up on 25 pounds already. So we're good there. So I just got to strap in. Maybe. And we're good to go. Alright. Gotta hug my machine so I stay in the right place. Alright, so when I finished my right side, I was like, yeah, I think I can take that up again. Finished my left side, I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. probably can, but just said I probably can. No, I made too many stops in there to get myself situated on that second one. The problem with those exercises is that once you do one side, you realize how much you utilize the other side of your body to balance yourself, keep yourself in place. You weaken this muscle just a little bit, and then you go to stand on it to support yourself, and you're like, oh, you can do all that now. So that was 25, 30 reps. If we were doing 1 at 30 again, I would keep that at 25 for next week. Which means at 2 at 15, it will go to 30 anyway. Alright, anyway, now we're going to the leg abductors, which is the outer thigh, your hips, okay? Abductors are your hips. The way to think about that is here's your abs, here's your hip flexors, here's your hips, here's your abductors. Okay? I know it's stupid, but I came up with it last week and I like it. I like it! Alright, so abductors, we did 10 pounds last week, 10 pounds of resistance. We are keeping it at 10 pounds this week. Alright. The nice thing about this machine is that that's the switch. That's one thing I like about it. It's the easiest thing to do is switch these things out. Just boom, done. As opposed to pulling weights off, putting them back on, adding things in your head. You know. Alright, abductors, outer thighs. I always start with my right side. I always do. So I have to do it that way. Alright. Alright. I want you to hit the face. Alright, here we go. Go back a little further. The other thing I don't like is that using these things, I have to stand like right here. So if this thing breaks, I'm gonna lose my ear or something. Alright. Get a real big bruise right here. I don't like that one. I think I like that less than squats. Sit there. There. No! Good. I'm all good. It's cool. Oh, okay. your legs a little weak. Get hungry. Get hungry. Hi, whoever joined on TikTok. Alright, 10 pounds, 30 reps. That would stay the same if we were doing 1 to 30 next week. So it will go up to 15 when we start the 2 of 15. Again, resistance, not weight. Alright. Okay. Adductors, inner swing, inner thigh. We did 25 pounds last week of resistance. We're going to do 25 pounds again. Now, if these were weights, and I was doing the same on the kickbacks and the adductors, same weight, I would probably put those together. So I didn't have to switch the weight from 25 to 10, 25. But since that's all that is, I'm not worried about rearranging shit. But if I do eventually start using this, then yeah, I would probably change it. But then again, the weights would probably be completely different, so who knows. Alright. Let's get re-strapped in. Right foot, right foot, right foot. Nope. That's the outer swing. Hook to the outer side to do the inner swing. Hook to the inner side to do the outer swing. It's confusing. Okay. Alright. Figure out where my spot is on here again. I think it's right here. It used to be here when I was using the wrist straps, because they're longer. So I had to stand out farther. Now if I stand out farther, I don't get the full swing. I think it's right about, I think it's right here. That's it. Let's get back this one. And if you know me, I have to do this 15 in front, half the front, half the back. Do like that. Sounds like it'd be on like an 80s video game, like a Nintendo game or something, maybe Sega Genesis. Almost sounds like it's 8-bit or 16-bit. Done it? Am I talking to myself? I'm talking to myself. I'm always talking to myself. That's okay. As long as I don't answer myself back. That's good. Alright, anyway. Second half, 3 reps, here we go. Correct. can't walk now. I can't walk now. Alright, so 25 pounds resistance, 30 reps. We were doing the same thing next week. I would take that up to 30. So it'll go to 35 when we go to 2 of 15. Okay, barbell hip raises. I don't like doing these. I don't like them. It burns my hip flexors. It's supposed to do, but I don't like it. Okay, one side focus wheel on. Alright, so gotta get the bench all lined up with the squat rack here. So it doesn't move backwards on me. Wait, it don't slide. I need one of these guys here because I'm short, so I can get my parallel floor back arch properly. Should be right about there. That should be good. All right, we gotta make that not slide. See, if I was like 2-3 inches taller, or that bench was 2 or 3 inches lower, I wouldn't need to do this setup. But I need an extra 2 inches or I don't get that parallel arch when I raise my hips, hip raises. Because this is where my back is. I'm not even touching the ground here. Unless I do that. I'm going to be proper here. About where I should be. And that'll give me at least pretty damn close to parallel right there. So my feet are off that. I'm going to be down a tad bit more than I want to be. So yeah, that's it. Alright, so we did 10 pounds, empty 10-pound barbell for the hip raises. We're going empty 10-pound barbell for the hip raises again. And then we have one exercise after that. And we're done for the day. Yay! So that's this guy. This guy. Much stuff to remember, I still have like 50 pounds of fat on me that I'm throwing up in the air as well. So this is technically a 60-pound exercise. 60 pounds. I know that's still kind of light, but whatever. It is what it is. I'm doing what I can. I'm getting it done. Except I'm not getting it done. I'm sitting here. Alright, anyway, here we go. You don't want to do that with like weights. You don't want to like see what I'm doing here. I tried when I first did these exercises like 2 years ago. I tried doing it same bench without having the platform, and it like sucked. But I'm going to figure out how to do it. Still get the weight over me when I start adding more weight. I'm going to have to roll it up over my legs. So right now this works, but it might be more difficult at a later point. I don't know. It should sit over the platform. I should be able to finagle it, but we'll figure it out. stuck under my fat roll. I guess I could set it up as needed. Push the platform back here. Set the barbell up. And then move the platform back or something. But at that point, it's heavy enough weight that I can't actually just kind of pick it up over my legs. The weight should be big enough to be able to roll over my legs without being an issue, which means they'd be able to roll over the 40-pound dumbbells at that point. I think. I could be wrong. Probably wrong. We'll make it work. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. Me, myself, and Irene. Who's Irene? Youngins. Super youngins. Me, myself, and I. Alright. 10 pounds, 30 reps. I would keep that at 30 if we were doing one of... I would keep that at 10 if we were doing 1 of 30 again. So these are going to go for 15. And we do the 2 of 15. Last exercise, donkey calf raises. Don't make fun of me. These last two seem, you have a dirty mind like I do. These last two exercises, the barbell hip raises and the donkey calf raises, look very dirty. You shouldn't talk like that online. You never know who's watching you. I know that nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. Anyway. Alright. We're almost done. Yay! That could have been bad. Could have been. I mean, I got this and this. That could have been bad. But it wasn't. I stopped it in time and just missed it. Okay, and guess what I didn't do? I didn't put the barbell where it goes. Barbell doesn't go over here. Barbell goes over there. Don't get mad. It doesn't make a difference. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Alright, do my calf block. Calf raise block. That's probably going to go right about there. Something like that to make that work. Alright, so I need my spotter bars on the top there. Now if you're taller and you have a squat rack, you might be able to do it here. Or you might need to raise it up. If you're shorter, move these down. Granted, you have something similar to mine. So there's that. And this becomes a balance bar. There. This is my shameful exercise. I have been doing 5 pounds since the second week. I started with 10. And I'm like, oh my god, that's too much, which I'm very, very embarrassed by that. But I really didn't think I would be doing 5 pound double-legged donkey calf raise. But then again, I am doing 30 reps. And this is an odd positioned exercise. But still, 5 pounds is like, I feel sheepish. Sheepish? Look at it, sheepish. Bashful like a sheep. Is that what it is? Is that what sheepish means? Sheepish. I can't get it in the hole. Stop. I knew what I was saying. I think I'm a comedian. I know what I'm saying. I know I'm not a comedian, but I still know what I'm saying. Whenever I say it. 5 pounds. 5 pounds on the dip belt. Now again, with the dip belt, for the regular calf raises, kind of want to make sure they're up here, because you're probably going to do more weight on the regular calf raises. But the donkey calf raises, you need it here, but you don't want to put it there right away, because it's going to fall before you get the position. Assume the position. Basically, you want to be here. So when you raise up, you want to be pretty close to being parallel. Or you can go from parallel to a little higher. Either way, that's about the move. So once you get about here, you're using a dip belt, as opposed to Arnold Schwarzenegger, who had 2 girls on his back. Or if you have something you put on your back, it's fine too. But dip belt, it works for this. You want to put it just on above your ass. So basically where all you kids wear your pants. Actually above where your kids wear your pants. I've seen your asses hanging out. You've got your fucking pants right here at the bottom of your cheeks. Anyway, so basically right across the middle of your ass is where you want that. Alright? You can make the adjustment you need as long as it's not going to fall off. And it shouldn't, because the weight's in front of you here. Alright. Legs about shoulder width apart. Roughly. It doesn't make a real huge difference if you're not exact, obviously. And then you just raise your ass up in the air by lifting your calf, your ankle. We're doing 30. That was 2, 3, 4. Oh! See, I don't understand that. I really don't. You can watch where it's swinging. That's a bigger weight, doesn't it? I honestly don't get that. I'm like pushing 100 pounds with 30 reps on the seated calf raises. I mean, my full body weight plus 10 to 15 pounds, 10 pounds, I'm doing the standing calf raises, which again seems a little light. But 5 pounds with calf raises at 30, like by those last 3, my legs are like, I'm ready to give up. Or whatever. Again, it is what it is. So 5 pounds, 30 reps. I would, once again, keep that at 5 pounds for 1 of 30. But we're going to 2 of 15. So that means it's going to 10, 2.5 per side. So we're finally moving it up. Hopefully that doesn't stay at 10 the entire next segment. Anyway. I'm hungry. I ate dinner at normal dinner time last night. Probably wasn't the best thing to have. I got a plate at Panda Express. So it's definitely not the worst thing I could have. Obviously there was a lot of meat some vegetables and some rice, fried rice. But so you got the fried aspect of the rice, whatever vegetable oil they use in there, you know, and then whatever sugars they use in their sauces, because you know that shit's sweet as hell. But still 1,000 times better than going to McDonald's or Burger King or Wendy's or getting pizza or something like that, or hot dogs at the gas station like I used to do. So, since I was getting really hungry and I was running so far behind yesterday because I couldn't shut the fuck up the entire time, I didn't make my lunch. So, I just ran out of the house. When I got hungry, I stopped and got some food. I'm like, Panda Express will work. It's semi-healthy enough. But I ate it at like a regular dinner time, so I ate like around 6 something. I got home, I wasn't really hungry, I was super tired. I had to edit my video from yesterday because I didn't have time to do it for the day yesterday. I needed to get to work, and I'm glad I left when I did because I made $230 yesterday, so, which is a first in a while. Yeah. Once every blue moon I still get that, but it's nice that it was busy all day. So other than like a little bit of a lull, you know, in the afternoon, like after lunch, very little lull, and then about a 45-minute like complete lull at like between 7 and 8. It was like, what the fuck's going on? I'm sitting right near a busy ass restaurant with a Dairy Queen right behind me, which I won't go to anymore because they fuck them. They suck ass horribly. If you've seen my video about Dairy Queen, I went last time. DoorDash shut down completely for hours. Everything was fucked on, what was yesterday, Friday? On Thursday night, completely fucked, went down. So every order, and they were busy, every order that they had, drivers couldn't come pick them up. All right? I went to pick up a Grubhub order from there. They hadn't even looked at it. The guy just put it in as I'm standing there. The general manager looked over at me. She hates me. And I don't care if she does. She's the only person at any restaurant that I frequently pick up from that I don't give a shit hates me. She's the only one who does, actually, honestly. Literally the only one. And I hate her too. But whatever. I don't hate her. I strongly dislike her. Put it that way. But anyway, she looks at me, cancels the order. So we're not doing any more orders. And I'm assuming, one, because it was a very nice night. It was a warm night. It was like 80 degrees, beautiful night. They were getting their asses kicked, and then all that DoorDash bullshit happened. So I can understand why. But the fact that I was standing there, and you just put it in, and all it was a blizzard and a misty, slushy thingy, and it was half of a $25 order for me that was going, you know, I had to pick one more order up and take them. And they're both kind of in the same direction there. Actually, I think the first one was dropped off right near the second pickup. So it was like, pick up, drop off, and then drive out, drop off the other one. I made $16, $18 off the total because she canceled it, because I got $2 for the cancellation fee. But yeah, anyway, so it was, I mean, I'm sitting in the best, pretty much, you would think this is the best spot, because if I go sit by a mile away on this restaurant strip near my house, I will get orders from where I was sitting last night. And sometimes when I'm sitting farther out the other way, I will get restaurant orders from where I'm sitting at, because there's a little patch of restaurants, small restaurants up the top of the hill, and then a couple right there, a couple bars and stuff around the corner that do restaurants, and then the strip 2 miles this way from where I was sitting. So I'm like right in the hub. This is like the perfect place it should be the perfect place to sit for my area. You know, I should be able to get offers from all around. But I got like 2 or 3 offers that were super far away. And if you know me, I have nothing against people who want to tip cash afterwards. Nothing against them. There are plenty of drivers who will take those. I want to make sure everybody right there, do not let anybody tell you, any driver tell you that if you don't tip, you're not going to get your food. That's a crock of shit. There are plenty of drivers who like to take the gamble and get those cash tips, because they know that a handful of those they take a day are going to tip them very, very well in cash, and it'll make up for the ones who didn't tip, that they took. So, I've heard them say it. They're in my comment section saying it, so don't ever let anybody tell you that. But anyway, personally, I haven't had that experience. I've had more of an experience of customers tipping very well in cash after they've tipped decently on the app. So, I had my routine, they had their routine, to each their own, it's fine, but nobody should shame the customers for doing it how they want to. But anyway, so I sat for like 45 minutes during the middle of dinner. It was very, very weird. But then again, it was a very nice night. It cooled down just enough on a Friday night. Yeah, people were going out. So, but it stayed busy enough that I made $230 in less than 10 hours. I was very happy about that. Be happy if I made more than that. Like I used to. Back when COVID was there, I was hitting $300, $400, $300, $400 a day. It was great. Averaging between $250 and $325 basically a day for 10 to 12 hours. It was always 10 to 12 hours. So, but everything's like cutting off now. It's like dying at 10 o'clock in my area. Now I could move, but I'm getting tired after 10 o'clock because I'm getting up early and doing this. I don't want to drive out 15, 20 miles that way to the rest of the Grubhub area to see that's busy over there, and then spend 45 minutes driving home just to make an extra 30, 40 bucks, and then probably spent half of that, nowhere near half of that, in gas, but that extra bit, I get about 16 miles a gallon, it's $4 a gallon, that is 25 cents a mile that I'm spending. So if I drive 16 miles away, just use a gallon of gas, another gallon of gas to get back. So not really going to make up for what I'm making, and then I'm half asleep driving home. And then I get up late and I miss my workout, or I don't do my workout, or I mess up everything for the rest of the day, the next day. So anyway, I got down here at 9:15. It is now almost 11:50. No, I started at 9:30. It is 11:10. So not as horrible as yesterday. Yesterday was well over 2 hours because I just wouldn't shut up during the workout, before and afterwards. I'm going to shut up now because I'm talking to myself. There's nobody here anymore. And I have nothing else to say. Other than tomorrow is stretch day. That was the last of 1 to 30. I said that's in the beginning. So the 1 to 30 is done for now. Might go back to it later after the year's up. Maybe might revisit it. Maybe for a couple weeks or so at least. But the 1 to 30 is done. Stretch tomorrow. That will end out the 5th week. Probably just going to put on some Zen music and do my own stretch. I really don't want to do it yet. I want to get something a little more structured together before I do my own stretch on live, or else it's just be like standing here just going, saying stupid shit to you. Doing this, and just talking and forgetting stuff. Okay, so like I do in the beginning. So. Maybe I'll see if I can find some other ones on YouTube as well. Again, keep trying some YouTube people. That couple that I did last time, there was nothing wrong with what they were doing. I found them obnoxious, but then again, they have the exact same, or probably pretty close to the same personality as me, except they keep their shit cleaner than me. The other goofy, we're just going to keep talking through the whole thing. They have upbeat music during a stretch, which is supposed to be relaxing. Stretches don't have to be, yes, you're supposed to be relaxing, making your body feel nice, but I think that when you stretch, if you're going to stretch, I think putting on some tranquil type music helps. It helps your mind relax as well as your body. If your mind can't relax, your body can't relax. You guys know that. I'm sure you all know that, right? If you're stressed out, it puts stress on your body as well. Okay, you're stressed out, your face, it shows in your face, your muscles, everything in your face tense up constantly. You're stressed, and then you look 10 years older in 3 months. Like, what's his name? Ulinsky? Is that his name? Zelensky Auto Parts? The president of Ukraine, whatever the fuck his name is. Isn't his name very close to Putin's name? Isn't his name Vladimir as well? Like Vladimir Ulinsky. Is that his name? Anybody there? Nobody's there. Nobody's there. Whatever. They show that one picture of him like, this was him 3 months ago. This is him now. You know, stress puts stress on your body as well. So it's good when you do a full body stretch to relax the mind as well. So putting on tranquil music and being somber while you stretch is a very, very, not somber. Somber is probably not the right word, but I don't know. It's probably the dictionary. Tranquil, being tranquil and in peace of mind, relaxing your mind while you relax your body and stretching everything out. It's all good. It works together. It's Zen. It's Zen. It's yin and yang. You're balancing and doing all this stuff. It's Zen. That's the main one. So yeah, I'm done. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, all the same username, Ponyboy113. That's PONIBOI 113. You see it on your screen if you're watching me. All the same username, all the platforms. I am back on Facebook too, but that's just a personal page that I really don't even use. I basically jump into DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub groups, and blast drivers who are assholes about, tips, no trips, shit, putting customers on blast for them fucking up themselves, because they cut bait. And I basically just stay out the rest of it. I haven't really posted anything. Posted 2 things since I got back in April. One was about when I found out somebody from high school died. Most popular girl in high school ever, and not one of those. Not the ones I was talking about yesterday. I cut all that stuff off, I think. No, I didn't. I talked about it a little bit there. The most popular girl in high school, and she ended up being one of those ones I was talking about. That you see them, and you're proud of them. You see what they've done, and you're proud of them, even though you really weren't super acquaintance, friend with them or anything. So she stayed, true to herself and the kindest, nicest person ever. But I posted about that. That's what got me back on Facebook. And I made a post about an Amber Alert because I saw what the license plate was, and I wanted to iterate the fact that it was a template based off the number. It was definitely a template, so I wanted to just say, because it was in our area, obviously, I said, this is what the car looks like. It's a 2012 Focus. It's one of these. It could be either a 3-door, 5-door, or a 4-door. And the license plate number is definitely a template. Those are the only 2 things I posted on, directly. But so yeah, so Facebook's just and there's no need for me to make a Facebook fan page because I don't have fans. I have 12.8 thousand followers on TikTok, which is not a lot. I think it's cool. I think it's a lot for me. I have 3 followers. If I didn't get any today on Twitch. I'm not sure how many people I have on Instagram, but no one really pays attention to my Instagram. I'll post a really cool painting or a picture that I drew, and I'll get 4 likes. Even though I have hundreds of followers on there, I'm like, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty damn good. Some aren't that great. It's just funny, the ones that aren't that great seem to get more likes. Maybe they think a little kid's drawing. I should probably start posting some other stuff about fitness on Instagram as well. Like reels and stuff. I don't know what I've been told. So yeah, anyway, They're all the same username. TikTok is my main account. All my, all your best options to communicate with me or interact with me is going to be through TikTok. I mean, you can leave messages or direct messages on Instagram. You can leave comments on my pictures, which would be kind of goofy that you're talking about fitness on my picture of Nefertiti, my painting of Nefertiti, or whatever it is. TikTok's your best bet, or you can send a comment also on the workouts or the fitness journey playlist that is both on TikTok and Instagram. Every video that I've uploaded to the fitness journey playlist on TikTok has been uploaded to YouTube as well in the same title playlist. But I would prefer the interactions to go through TikTok so I can make video responses. Just easier that way. If you want something like written out, it'd be probably easier to write out in a comment on YouTube, because you can say as much as you want in the comment section there. But I would prefer that any questions you have be directed to TikTok, so I can make a video response, which I can add as well to my video playlist. That being said, that's it. I have to go buy batteries. I think this needs a new battery. I know I need some AAAs, because I had to take a AAA out of my Roku remote, because I think I left the microphone on the camera on all night, because it was red this morning. I'm like, what? Why is it on? I'm like, shit, I must have bumped it or something. Because I know I turn it off when I walk over there first thing. And I don't have any. I have a whole bunch of AA's. I probably have some AAA's somewhere, but I have no clue what the fuck they are. If I find them. And I think I need one of these little lithium ones too. So, yeah, that's it. I'm done. Bye-bye.